Greetings. Today, the moon is in Leo again. And last night, kind of depends on your time zone, whether it was technically yesterday or technically today, but Venus and Mars joining together, coming together in Aquarius. And that brings the energy of desire together with the energy of action. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today and how our Leo self-expression is inviting us to step up to greater confidence in ourselves. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Thursday, February 22nd. And so we've got the moon in Leo, second day in a row. Yesterday, I was sharing about that Leo moon, how we can tap into our creativity, our self-expression, all relating to the theme of this month, which is shake up and change and authenticity and stepping into what it means to be our true selves, aligning ourselves with our own vision of the future. So getting in touch with our ideals, our principles, what it is that we want in a bigger picture sense of what we want to create, what's important to us. So how does this coming together of Mars and Venus, what is it activating? In astrology, we talk about two planets coming together in the same degree of the zodiac. That doesn't necessarily mean they're touching because, of course, they're very far away from each other in their orbits, and they are not even necessarily in the same declination, so not in the same plane where they would necessarily be exactly touching, but they are coming together in the same degree of the zodiac, and we call that a conjunction. So a conjunction is a seed time between two planets. When we have a new moon, there is a conjunction between the sun and the moon, and these archetypes of the sun being the mind and the moon being the heart, it's like that reset point every month when the heart and the mind come together and fertilize the energy of the coming cycle. So in this case, it's Mars and Venus coming together. What are Mars and Venus about? We all have kind of a general sense, right, of Mars being more masculine, Venus being more feminine. But of course, it goes much deeper than that. And we all, regardless of our gender identity, we all have both Mars and Venus in our charts. And of course, they are always there in the sky. So when Mars and Venus come together, it is their reset point together. It is the time when their energies merge. So we have the energy of Mars, which is action, assertiveness, finding courage, movement, making decisions. It is about moving forward and taking action on things. Venus, on the other hand, so Mars is how we go for what we want, right? It's what we have to do to get what we want. Venus is reminding us that you have to not only do all the things on your to-do list, for example, but you also have to be willing to receive. So Venus is that receptive part of us. It is the part that has the desire, right? That experiences the pleasure of whatever the good things are that we are wanting, right? So it's the experience of desire, whether it's romantic desire and we want to be loved and cared for, or whether it's the desire for money or the desire for beauty, or the experience of enjoying beauty, right? So the pleasure of enjoying art or music or anything else that we find beautiful. So when those two energies, which, as I was sharing on back on Sunday, February 18th, I was talking about how they're two sides of a very important coin. And that was a great video, by the way. If you missed my overview for this week, that was back on Sunday, February 18th. You may want to go back and review that, especially now that we're advancing significantly through this week. So So at any rate, here we are at this part of the week where Mars and Venus come together. This is not, it doesn't happen as often as the sun and moon coming together, right? But it is, they are both inner planets. They are, well, Venus is inside the Earth's orbit, Mars is outside the Earth's orbit, so they're kind of on opposite sides, I guess, of the Earth. So we have these two sort of opposite sides of this very important coin, which is how we do things in the world, how we move and take action, but also why do we take action? What's the purpose, right? It's because there's something we want. And so Venus is that energy of what we want. So when they come together, they are planting a seed together. And in this case, it's in Aquarius. So Mars and Venus in Aquarius, taking us, you guessed it, outside the box. Aquarius energy is about shakeup, about change, about doing things differently. So it is reminding us that in order to receive, we have to take action. And in order to for our actions to be effective, we have to know what we want. So it's kind of goes both ways. They influence each other. They're both super, super important. We need both sides of the coin. So thinking on this conjunction about what you want, connecting with that, not just the feeling of the ideal, which we've been talking about with the Aquarius moon cycle and Pluto in Aquarius, and thinking about our ideals and our future vision, but also why we want that, like on a very personal level. What is good about that? What gives us pleasure? What gives us joy? What has meaning and value to us, right? Value can be dollar value, but it can also be emotional value. It could be social value. It could be anything that, spiritual value, right? Value, it can exist in many ways. So connecting with what we value, why we value that, and then remembering that our actions and our to-do list and our things that we are moving forward on, the ways that we take action, we need to remember why we're taking that action. What is it of value, and why does that thing have value that we want to acquire or achieve? So in our choices, our actions, our decision making, a lot of people ask me, like, what's the right decision to make? Well, like, people have the reason we can't make a decision in the first place is because both things are good and both things are potentially problematic, right? Whenever you're making a hard choice, right? It's like either direction that you might choose has good and bad that go with it potentially. And so both choices are good, right? So it's not about which choice you make. It is about following, trusting that alignment of your action with your willingness to receive what is of value to you. And so when you are going through your decision-making process from that perspective, either choice is the right one, because you are learning how to take action and what those actions are bringing you in your life. So having that feeling of connecting to what it is you want to receive, as well as taking action from that place of your own authenticity and doing it in the way that is true and right for you. And so either choice that you make, whatever decision you may be facing or not facing at this point, but whatever choice you make in a decision-making process is helping you to learn more about yourself and your authentic truth. And that is the whole point, and what we are learning with all this Aquarian energy. Leo moon, the current Leo moon is opposite Aquarius. So it is helping us express and put into outward creative expression the truth that we experience within. So thinking about how we want to move forward in the world, but also why we are, why we want the things we want, right? So on that deeper level, what meaning, what value does this have for you? And is that shallow, or does it have some depth, some richness, some complexity, right? It's not just that you want money, it's that you want the ability to, X, Y, or Z. It's that you want to take care of yourself and have your needs met so that you can have quality relationships and the ability to do your creative work or whatever it is for you. So thinking about those deeper, more meaningful dimensions of life and how you are both taking action in the direction of what you want and also connecting with your capacity to receive, being willing to receive those outcomes and achieve those things that you desire. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And even later tonight, Mercury is going from Aquarius into Pisces. So yet another shift, bringing us more into that Pisces vibe. And as we do that, a little bit more letting go, a little bit more going with the flow, even as we fulfill this promise of the Aquarian new possibilities we are opening to. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing and for telling a friend about these videos. Don't forget anything you might have missed. You might want to go back and revisit it because there's so much that we are covering as we go through all these changes and hitting on the most important parts that are going to help you with your self-care and to have unshakable self-care with the wisdom of astrology. All right, I'm Marina Orms, and you can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com, more about how to work with me, and we'll go from there. All right, see you next time. Bye for now.